right, welcome to the Commissioners' Work Session of Monday, June 21st. This meeting is being recorded, and anything said in the meeting will become part of public record. No public hearing today, no old items of discussion, new items of discussion. Not aware of anything.
No, we have the, do you want the engineering RFP?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Q?
the RFQ, yes.
Q?
To be formal, sent everybody a request for qualifications. We did this like 4 years ago and had an engineer, which we've continued to work with, but it's been long enough that we should put that out to bid again. The county code allows for there to be a county engineer in order to do, you know, architectural engineering work. And there's enough, we've had these conversations with planning and zoning, for instance, where like with the CDBG program and some of the other programs, their need for engineering on a regular basis is important. So thought it'd be a good time to take a look at that. So if everybody gets a chance to look at it, if you're okay with it, if you're okay with doing that, then Pam will put an ad in the paper, and then 3 weeks from now at that work session, we'll open bids the same way we did before.
Yep, sounds good.
Good with me.
Any other new items of discussion on the agenda for Wednesday's meeting? Okay.
New business, for sure.
Any project updates?
As it relates to broadband, of course, we're looking at working with Tom Lott and having him complete some grants. Possibility of broadband building up fiber. So I guess we're going to talk about that anyways because we need to get that.
Right.
We have that, Youngsville TV had a board meeting last week. They passed a resolution to work with the county to submit an application under the federal NTIA funding opportunity. So I have a copy of that resolution, and
We need to countersign it, right?
basically, yes, I'm just reviewing it to prepare a reciprocal one for the county to sign. I'll forward that for your review ahead of Wednesday.
Okay. So that will go on there. Agenda as
Agenda.
new business then.
Okay.
Do we have our own resolution written up, or are we using that one?
We're going to closely mirror that one.
Okay. And when will I have that so I can mirror it?
I'll send that around this afternoon.
Okay.
But I was going to prepare the language for the resolution.
Okay.
Good.
I know we've given them access to our government grants.gov account and pre-filled it as much as we can.
Yes.
Obviously, they can't submit until we approve.
There's a lot of work that's going to go into, this is a 44-page single line funding opportunity. So there's going to have to be some cooperation and some sort of kickoff meeting. I expect in the near future to get that started.
So who's gonna get their paddock gloves on to do the Mickey Spillane routine?
I should know that reference.
Mickey Spillane and I forget it. The reporter.
Too old.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, project-wise, GMS-wise, HR, fiscal, and I are working on some stuff. We've got almost everybody trained. We've got one more training. So if there's anyone else you can think of that's going to be writing policy and procedure that you want through this initial round of training, and let Pam know, and Pam can kind of be the same point of contact for it.
That's tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, then do it quickly.
Next week,
Okay.
Today.
Yeah, I think it's the 30th, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the 30th. Anyway, I mean, that's not to say we can't do more trainings in the future. It's just efficient, obviously, to do like a half dozen people at a time. So far, we've had, I believe, some assessment, all of elections, fiscal, HR, and we're having the tax claim office go through tomorrow, or whatever that is, et cetera. So, it's coming along. I'm very happy with progress. Any other project updates?
The couple of things I guess I would brought up. One is, wanted to see maybe at the next work session, inviting Todd, he knows from PA Wilds. I had a conversation with her last week about something unrelated, but she brought up a program that they've put together that's related to remote working and incentives for, technical high-end workers to work in rural PA and like how to kind of draw talent here. And it was very interesting to me, and
Wow.
and I was hoping that Warren could get in on the ground floor, and I told her about the she's aware of the co-working space and the discussion around that, and it seemed like it would tie perfectly into that, piece as well. So if everybody's okay with that, then
I
we'll
think that's
get her
great.
scheduled like in like 3 weeks, and then do a presentation.
Yep, sounds good.
The other thing I wanted to ask is, do we want to schedule an executive session to discuss the HR proposal?
Yes, that we're adjourning from this meeting in order to discuss that.
I wanted to express how excited I am to go to the executive session after this meeting. Looking forward to it. Nobody told me.
By the way, on the co-working thing, we are now at this point waiting on electronics to come in, to be installed, and we should be open. So, I wish I could say that's 2 weeks.
What
but,
type of electronics?
there's like a security camera,
Okay.
the routers.
Not broadband.
There is internet through that building. Yeah, but I'm not waiting that long.
Yes, there
Stuff
is.
like that, TVs,
It's pretty
cable
fast
box.
internet, I've heard.
Yeah.
There's a gentleman who works at United whose son is fairly high end, and he's thinking about moving to Warren. Very technical type of position that he has, I guess, so
Yeah, it should be about as fast as it gets.
that's what I heard. Yes.
And what about you over vacation? Because I watched Hulu has a great documentary on WeWork. I thought of you when I was watching it. I was like, Ben should watch this.
Yeah, I've been to WeWorks, but I don't know much of the history really.
Oh, it's really interesting. It's super interesting.
Well, if I had internet, I would watch it, but that was in Spring Creek.
Well, there's some motivation.
There you go.
Yeah, the guy got WeWork, like the co-working spaces in New York, built that company up and got it valued at like $47 billion.
Wow.
And within like 6 weeks, it went to like nothing, and he took a $1 billion payout and then left the company. It's great. I was by the end, you're just like, oh my, it was just the most, he was just really charismatic, and he got this Chinese or Japanese billionaire to give him $4 billion and pumped everything up so much. It's like, he's leasing office space in New York, and they valued it at $47 billion. It's like crazy. Anyway, it was super interesting.
It's on Hulu?
On Hulu.
Okay, well, anyway, any other topics to discuss? Very good, on the agenda for Wednesday. We have the agreement with Remedy Analytics. We explained that in 4 work sessions. Laserfish, we heard back from our ZNA, auditor, indicating that upgrades to our Laserfish system, since it would provide online access to our services, would be eligible. So we have that for us. Talk board, after teen request from Ruth M. Smith Center. I actually haven't seen that yet. We have to take a look at that. And another amendment to the 2020 tax collector agreement with Municipal Borough. We have an agreement proposal. So this was sent to me. So I'm not sure I forwarded it on to you yet. ZNA was recommending that we put an addendum on our existing agreement, much like we did last year, for auditing services and advice pertaining to the ARP funds, much like we did with the CARES Act funds last year. As you recall, last year there was a cap that you recommended of $10,000. We didn't come close to that, from what I recall. So similarly, though, if we have any questions about what's eligible or
I
not,
think it's important.
yeah, I think it's important to have
Engage
it in
with
place.
them this juncture.
Hopefully, we don't need to tip into it too much, but
Right.
we'll definitely want to have it available if needed. And then we just added a resolution with YTV.
Right.
Anything else that's missing from the agenda? Okay,
I think so.
alrighty. Schedule-wise, it's a pretty normal week, except Friday I will be at a family reunion, so we'll not be in on Friday. Do you have a discussion?
Pretty normal week, get some stuff done this week, that's all.
I'm out of the office tomorrow. And most of Friday.
Leaving for Seattle on Friday, so I'll be gone the next week.
Oh, right, I forgot about that.
Go see,
You go see her again?
go see Mike and Kelly and their little one. So,
Very nice.
it's been almost so bad.
I don't know.
I just wanted to see where the coffee shop where they filmed Frasier. Could see.
There you go. That seems totally appropriate. I don't know why. It's like, it seems like something Attorney Schmidt would want to do.
So we are adjourning to executive session to discuss an agreement, seek legal advice pertaining to an agreement and the jail neck. So basically the jail neck proposal and the Trinity Food Services for the jail. So if there's nothing else to bring before the public,